Excuse me, teacher, I can't hear you. Teacher, I can't hear you.
Assalamu alaikum class. How are you all?
I'm fine. Teacher, no one else is here except me.
Let's start our today's lesson.
Teacher, no one else is here except me.
Start unit 3. So open your page number 12 of unit 3, which is send me an email. Okay. So let's start it. Manal, please unmute your mic and tell me that can you hear me?
Teacher, I can hear you now.
Manal,
Now I can hear you.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Manal, unmute your mic and tell me, please.
Teacher, I can hear you.
Okay. So we are going to start our lesson.
Yes.
Page number 12. Lesson 1, listen and speak. In this unit, we are going to discuss countries, nationalities, and then adverbs. Okay, so let's start. Lesson 3, listen and speak. Exercise number 1, read the story and answer the question. Are the two men from the same town? So this is the question we will address after reading this conversation or dialogue between Mr. Bhatti and a man. Okay. So Mr. Bhatti is in a town in Nepal. Mr. Bhatti, B stands for Bhatti. So Mr. B, do you live here? Man, no, I'm sorry, I don't. Mr. B, that means Mr. Bhatti. Oh, I'm looking for an internet cafe. I need to send an email. Man, there's one close by. Do you see that bus at the bus stop? The internet cafe is just opposite the bus stop. I'm going that way. I'll show you. Mr. B, thanks you very much. Man, where are you from? Mr. B, I'm from Pakistan, from Karachi. Man, really? So am I. Which part of Karachi are you from? Mr. B, that means Mr. Bhatti is saying, I live in Clifton. And the man is saying, man, how funny. I once lived there too. So this is a conversation between Mr. Bhatti and the man. Mr. Bhatti is looking for an internet cafe and he wants to send an email to his family and the man is going to help him. He's saying that the internet cafe is just opposite the bus stop. I'm going that way, I'll show you. And Mr. Bhatti is asking him that where are you from? And Mr. Bhatti is saying that I'm from Pakistan and he's from Karachi. And the man is saying that I'm also from Karachi. And Mr. Bhatti is saying that I live in Clifton now. And after then the man asked him, and the man is saying that once we also lived there in Clifton. Okay, so this is the conversation that we have read, and now then we are going to answer this question. Are the two men from the same town? So the answer is yes, they used to live in the same town in the past, but nowadays they are living in the different areas of the same city, Karachi. Okay. So this question is oral activity. You do not need to write it on your English notebook. Okay, now we are going to discuss exercise 2, which are 3 questions and we have to write them write the answers, and we will write the question answers in our English notebook. Okay, so you have to write these question answers after writing unit 3 lesson 1 page number 12 and exercise 2. You will definitely write all these things details, and then you will write the question. What kind of place is Mr. Bertie looking for? So what do you think? So the answer is Mr. B is looking for an internet cafe. You can write Mr. B or you can write Mr. Bertie. Okay, so Mr. Bertie is looking for an internet cafe. Question number 2 is, where is the man from? So where is the man from? Yes, the man is from Karachi. The man is from Karachi. And question number 3 is, do Mr. Bertie, B and the man live in the same part of Karachi now? So this now is very important. So what do you think? No, they do not live in the same area now. They live in the different areas of Karachi. So your answer will be no, comma, they live in different areas of Karachi now. Okay. After doing this question answers, I am going to repeat for you again. Answer number 1, Mr. Bertie is looking for an internet cafe. Answer 2 is, the man is from Karachi. And answer 3 is, no, they live in the different areas of Karachi now. Okay. Exercise 3, practice the conversation. Use the words given below in place of the words in italics. We discussed the meaning of italics in our previous lesson in unit 1, I think. And what is the meaning of italics? That means that is a different kind of a typing style. Okay, this I told you that that is meaning towards the right style. That is italic style, right? A writing style. Italic is a writing style. This is italic, written in italic. Okay, so you can figure out the words which are written in italic style. Okay, let me tell you, and then you have to underline those words. Okay, first you can, if you go through the conversation, you will come to know that this internet cafe is written in italic, so underline internet cafe. Okay, underline internet cafe, and then email, underline email. Then if you see this bus is written in italic, so underline this bus and this bus stop. This is the fourth one. Okay, bus stop. Underline this bus first, this bus, and then bus stop. Okay, then internet cafe again is written in italics, and opposite. If you notice it, this opposite is also written in italics, and then the bus stop again. Okay, underline these words, and then Karachi. This Karachi. This Karachi is written in italics, and this last word is Clifton, which is written in italics. Okay. So these are internet cafe, email, underline this bus, underline bus stop, internet cafe, opposite, Karachi, and Clifton. Okay. Now what we are going to do? We are going to use these words that are given in exercise 3. We have to put these words in that conversation. Okay, first number 1 was internet cafe. So you need to use a post office. Okay, post office in the place of internet cafe. For example, Mr. B, oh, I'm looking for a post office. Okay, so Mr. B is saying, oh, I'm looking for a post office. I need to send an email. This is the whole line. You have to underline this whole line. Send an email. Iski jagah you change it to with post a letter. Okay, so we use post a letter in place of send an email. Okay, so I am repeating the dialogue, Mr. B's dialogue again. Oh, I'm looking for a post office. I need to post a letter. I need to post a letter. We are using the second one. Okay, third one is a truck here. So which is the third one? Internet cafe again. So sorry, bus. word that you have underlined, that is a bus. So let's read it. Ah, there is one close by. Do you see that truck at the traffic lights? This is the fourth one. So you are going to write it here. Instead of bus stop, we use traffic lights. Okay. Next, here again the post office. You will use post office instead of internet cafe. The post office is just opposite in you will use next to. Okay, instead of opposite, so you will use next to. So this is for number 1. This is for number 2 italic word. This is for number 3 italic word. The third italic word was bus. So we use truck, and the fourth italic word that we underlined was bus stop. So we use traffic lights. And the fifth one was internet cafe again. So we use instead of internet cafe, we use post office, and opposite, instead of opposite, we are using next to. It's a sixth one. Okay. So the post office is next to the traffic light. We are using traffic light instead of bus stop. Okay. The next was the italic word was, which we underlined, was is Karachi. So Mr. B is saying, so we are using Lahore instead of Karachi, and we are putting Lahore over there instead of Karachi here. Okay. So what Mr. B is saying, I am from Pakistan, from Lahore. Okay. And man is saying, really, so am I, which part of Karachi are you from? This Karachi is written in a normal style, so writing style. So this is not written in a italic style. So this is the last word which is written in an italic style, which is Clifton. So we are replacing Clifton with Gulberg, and Mr. B saying, I live in Gulberg. Okay, so this is the last word we have used. So I hope you have understood. Next, exercise 4 is listen to your teacher and write the countries' names in the blanks. Okay, so the names of 4 countries are given in the box, which are United Kingdom, that means UK. Okay, United Kingdom, Argentina, Canada, and China. They are starting with the capital letter because they are countries' names, so they are proper nouns, very special names. All the names of countries and cities are very special. We write them with a capital letter. That's why they are written in a capital letter. Okay, so one is done. This exercise, in this exercise, one example has been done for you. So which is on part B, United Kingdom, they have done it for you. So you are left with 3 options, which are China, Canada, and Argentina. So you have to now see that which flag is of China. So this is China's flag, so you need to write China here with capital C. Okay, so in part A, in option A, you have to write China, starting with capital C, C-H-I-N-A, China. Write China in option A. In option C, this is the flag of Argentina. So write Argentina. A capital for Argentina, A-R-G-E-N-T-I-N-A, Argentina. And option D is Canada. So you have to write Canada. This is the flag of Canada. And you have to write capital C, C-A-N-A-D-A, Canada. Okay. I'm repeating it again for you. A, China, C, Argentina, and D, Canada. Okay. Okay. Moving on to page number 13. Okay, this is page number 13. It's unit 3, lesson 2 words are countries, nationalities, and languages. You can see the map here. So exercise 1 is listen to your teacher and point to the countries on the map. Then listen and repeat. Okay. So you need to look at the map and you have to repeat with me that which country is located. Okay, so this is the map of United Kingdom. That means this is England, United Kingdom, and with it there is Wales, and Scotland is situated in the north of England. Okay, so this is United Kingdom, and this is Scotland, and it is towards the northern side of United Kingdom. Okay, and Wales is towards the eastern side of United Kingdom. Okay, so you can see it is the from the Europe. This map is a short two countries getting has given from the Europe or has been taken from the Europe's map. Okay, it is in other words, United Kingdom is situated in Europe. Okay, and so this is these are the countries which are situated in or located in Asia. So they are China, this is China, and this is Bangladesh. This is Nepal, where Mr. Burki is right now. This is Nepal, and Nepal is situated in the north of India. Okay, this is India, and this is Pakistan, where we are living. We are living here in Lahore, and this is Pakistan, and this is Afghanistan, and this is Iran. So these are the neighboring countries, some of the neighboring countries of our country, Pakistan. Okay, if you see that Pakistan here is long border with India towards the eastern side. Okay, this is India, and Pakistan is sharing or shares a long border with India from this side, from the east side. And towards the northeast we have China. Okay, towards the northeast we have China, and towards the northwest we have Afghanistan. We share a border with Afghanistan here towards the northwest, and towards the southwest we have Iran. We have our neighboring country Iran. So this is Iran, is towards the southwest. Okay, and Nepal is situated in the north of India. This is Nepal, and towards the east of towards the south of China. Okay, and Bangladesh is towards the east of India. You can see this is Bangladesh. Okay, this is Bangladesh, and this is the part of India. Okay, so this is India, this is Pakistan, this is Afghanistan, this is Iran, and this is China. So Mr. Burki is here in Nepal. Okay, so after discussing it, we are going towards exercise 2. Here we will discuss the different nationalities, and exercise 2 is ask and answer questions about these nationalities. Example, where do Pakistani people live in Pakistan and in Britain? So this is the example. This is the Pakistani people, so you have to say Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Afghani, Chinese people, Nepalese, and Iranian and British people. Okay, so where do British people live? So my question is, and you would say that British people live in Britain or in United Kingdom, and they can also be in the other present in the other part of different of the world in other different countries. Okay, so Pakistanis couldn't be they can be in Pakistan, and they can also live in the other different countries as well. Like they can also live in USA, they can also live in Canada, they can be in Argentina, Bangladesh, Nepal, China. So this was only written in Britain. So they can live in Japan, in other Saudi Arabia. Okay, so you have to just say that where do Pakistani people live? They live in Pakistan. Where do Bangladeshi people live? They live in Bangladesh. Where do Afghani people live? They live in Afghanistan. And where do Chinese people live? They live in China. Where do Nepalese people live? They live in Nepal. And where do Iranian people live? They live in Iran. And where do British people live? They live in United Kingdom. Okay, this is an oral activity. You have to just say it. And exercise 3 is ask and answer questions about these languages. So these languages are Urdu, Chinese, Nepali, Sindhi, English, and Pashto. Okay, so the example given is where do they speak Urdu? Where do these people speak Urdu? So the answer is in Pakistan. Okay, Urdu is spoken in Pakistan. Where do they speak Chinese? They speak Chinese in China. And where do they speak Nepali? They speak Nepali in Nepal. Where do they speak Sindhi? They speak Sindhi in Sindh, Pakistan. Okay, and where do they speak English? They speak English in United Kingdom. And the last language is Pashto. Where do they speak Pashto? They speak Pashto in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and they speak Pashto in some areas of Iran as well. The Irani language is Persian. They speak Persian basically. So it is for KPK that Pashto has been spoken in KPK, Pakistan. Okay. So number 4, spelling. Copy the adjectives from exercise 2. This is exercise 2. On to the correct lines. Okay. So move on to exercise 2. You can see the adjectives. We have to make the adjectives Iranian. The example is Iranian, IAN, Iranian. Okay, where can you find ESE at the end of the word? Like we cannot see ESE here, not here, not here. The word is not ending with ESE. Yes, this one is ending with ESE, so it means that you have to write Chinese here. So write Chinese here with the capital C. Start writing Chinese, C, capital C, CHINESE, Chinese. Write Chinese here in the line. Okay. Okay, the next word is ending with ISH. So you have to find out which word is ending with ISH. No, this one is not ending. Yes, this is the word that which is ending in ISH. British. So you have to write on the second line British. B capital BRITISH. British. And the last word you have to find out which is ending in I. So it's very simple. There are 3 words or adjectives that are ending with I. They are Pakistani, Bangladeshi, and Afghani. So you can write all 3 here. Pakistani, write P capital PAKISTANI. Pakistani. Then write Bangladeshi, 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 and then comma A capital for Afghani, AFGHANI, Afghani. Okay, I'm repeating it again. On the first line, you will write Chinese, C capital CHINESE, Chinese. On the second line, you're going to write British, B capital BRITISH, British. And number 3, on the third line, you are going to write 3 answers, which are all words that ending in with I, and they are Pakistani, Bangladeshi, and Afghani. So you are going to write P capital PAKISTANI, Pakistani, comma B capital for Bangladeshi, BANGLADESHI, Bangladeshi. Okay, and then comma, and then you will write Afghani, A capital AFGHANI, Afghani. Okay. So this is it. We have discussed this lesson 2 on page number 13. Let me repeat the previous page, which we discussed. We discussed 4 countries and their flags, and we have written the names on the top, and then we also put these words given in exercise 3 on the place of the italics words, written in italics, and we replace all words with these words, okay? And then we discuss that conversation, and we also answer these exercise 2
बाकी सियालकोट का है
question answers of exercise 2. There were 3 questions and we answered them. Okay, so Mr. Berkeley is in Nepal and he is looking for an internet cafe. Now on
And
page
that's my
number 14
question.
we can start our lesson 3.
अच्छा उसने ऑनलाइन कोई ऑनलाइन कॉल हो गया
Hafsa Babar,
हाँ
unmute your mic and tell me, can you hear me, bete?
Yes, teacher.
Hafsa Babar? Or you can raise your hand, beta. If you can hear me, just raise your hand to show me that you can hear me. Okay, fine. Good, bete. Okay, ji. So now we are going to read. Hafsa Babar, can you read this, beta? Can you read this? Lesson 3, an email from Mr. Berkey on page number 14. If you can read it, raise your hand, beta. If you can read it, raise your hand. Okay, fine. So unmute your mic and start reading, okay?
I hope you.
It's unit 3, lesson 3, an email from Mr. Berkey. And question, it's not question, actually, it is exercise 1. Find 2 paragraphs to match these pictures. We'll do it afterwards. First, we are going to read paragraph 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So please start reading paragraph 1. And on the top, there is Dear Asma, Saira, Imran, and Nadia. Mr. Berkey is typing an email to his family. Ji Hafsa. Start reading, beta.
Dear Asma, Saira, Imran, and
Hafsa,
Nadia,
I cannot
hope
hear you,
are-
beta. Are you sitting closer to the mic?
Ji, teacher.
Okay, fine, beta. I'm going to read it. Okay? I cannot hear you. Okay. Dear Asma, Saira, Imran, and Nadia, I'm going to read paragraph 1. I hope you are all well. Today, I'm in the capital of Nepal, Kathmandu. It's a big city with buses, modern hotels, restaurants, and parks. In the older parts of the town, there are large temples built of wood. I have just found an internet cafe where I can email you from. Okay, so Mr. Berkey today, Mr. Berkey is in the capital of Nepal, which is Kathmandu, and which is the capital of Pakistan. Islamabad? Yes, Islamabad is the capital city of Pakistan, and Kathmandu is the capital city of Nepal. So circle the word Kathmandu so you can see the capital of Nepal. Okay, circle the word Kathmandu written in the first line. Okay, Kathmandu is the capital of Nepal. It's a big city with buses. There are lots of buses in Kathmandu, modern hotels. There are lots of hotels over there, restaurants where we go and eat. And we also spend our leisure time over there in restaurants and parks. There are lots of parks where the people and children especially go and enjoy. Okay, so in Kathmandu there are buses, modern hotels, restaurants and parks. In the older parts of the town, there are large temples built of wood. You can see the temples. What are temples? You can see the temples in the picture given on page number 15. These are the temples. Okay, so these in picture A on page 15, these are temples where people go and worship. Okay, Nepalese go and worship. They similarly we go to the mosque to pray, right? And the Nepalese people go to a temple for their prayers, for their worships. Okay, so this is the temple. Okay, moving on to the previous page. So this is the contraction of UR. This is the short form of UR. I hope you are all well. Today this is the contraction of I am. Okay, in the capital of Nepal, Kathmandu, it's a contraction of it is. It's a big city with buses, modern hotels, comma. There you can see that there are commas. We discussed in class 2 that we put the commas in a list of things. When we make a list of things, we put the commas over there, and we pause when we put the comma, where we put the comma. Okay, we pause there. It means that we have to pause for a second or less than a second. Okay, so and in the last two list of words, we need to write and, not a comma. Okay, so just I'm going to read it again and just notice it. It's a big city with buses, modern hotels, restaurants and parks. So we pause after buses, after modern hotels, we paused, and restaurants and parks. Okay, in the older part of the town, there are large temples built of wood. Okay, they built the temples with wood. This is the short form of or contraction of I have just found an internet cafe where I can email you from. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read paragraph 2. Life in the mountains. I have paused. Okay. Life in the mountains where I'm working. There's again a comma, so I have paused. Life in the mountains where I'm working is very different. Okay. So here is a short form of I am. It's I am working is very different. There is no TV or radio. There aren't any roads or railways. Oh, Mr. Barki is in the mountains. He's working for the bridge in the mountains, and life in the mountain is very different from the city. And he's saying that there is no TV or radio over there. There are no proper roads. There are no railways over there. They are only the paths. So they walk. Okay, the valleys are very steep. Steep means deep. Underline this word, steep. That means steep. You can see here the valleys are very steep. There are high mountains here, and this is the steep valley here. Okay, and there is the water or river with the rivers and forest. Okay, there are valleys are very steep with rivers and forests. If you want to go somewhere, you must walk. Okay, you cannot take any bus, you cannot use any other vehicle, you have to walk. And in the bracket he has written bad luck Saira, because Saira doesn't like to walk. So that's why his father is pointing that Saira, bad luck for you. If you would be living here, you must have to walk. Okay, and the line which is written in bold is mules carry loads on their backs into the mountains. What are mules? Underline the word mule. It is an animal just like a donkey or horse, which is used as a beast of burden. Okay, this is an animal. Mule is an animal which they normally use to carry loads on their backs into the mountains. Okay, so they walk, the people walk, they do not have proper roads, they do not have the railways over there, trains. Life in mountains is very different, and they do not see the television because there is no TV over there, there is no radio over there. This is, you can see in this picture on page number 15. This is the steepness of the valley. These are the high mountains, these are the high mountains, and this is the steepness of the valley. This is the, here is the valley, and there is the river coming from the backside, I mean from that way. Okay, and similarly it could, here it could be the forest. Okay, so this is the steepness of the valley. Okay ji, so we have discussed two paragraphs, first two paragraphs of page number 14. We will discuss, or we will read the next paragraphs on in our next class on the next day. And here we have just learned that, read that Kathmandu is different. That is a modern city with lots of parks, restaurants, modern hotels and buses. And in the older parts of that Kathmandu, there are lots of temples, big temples built with wood. And Mr. Burki is using an internet to sending the email to his family. And in the mountains, he's explaining that where he's staying these days is life over there is very different. It is the life like we our mountain people spend. The people who live in the mountain, they also spend these kind of life, and they don't have roads, they have to walk. Okay, there are lots of rivers and forests or even streams or springs over there in the valley. The valleys are steep, there are high mountains as well, and there are hills as well, which are not as high as the mountains. Okay, so this is it from today, and tomorrow we'll meet inshallah again. Take care everybody. Allah Hafiz.